And we follow it down here where it narrows out. Now we're on to the third bone, the pubis. So the pubis is now across here. And on the pubis we have an inferior ramus, a superior ramus, and then the point right here is the pubic tubercle. So we got the rami, superior, inferior, pubic tubercle, and all of this is the pubis. And when it's together, we have the socket now here, the acetabulum, another ball and socket right there. Acetabulum's the socket, and the hole going through here, obturator foramen. The symphysis pubis, and always the cartilage. So cartilage connecting the two bones together, so that's symphysis pubis. So from that acetabulum, we go to the femur. And on the femur, we have the round head. And after the head, the neck. And now branching off, we have the big one and the small one. So a greater trochanter is the lateral side, the bigger one. And the medial side, smaller, is the lesser trochanter. And from the back view, posterior view, connecting greater and lesser, this is the intertrochanteric crest. It's kind of sticking out, connecting the two trochanters. Intertrochanteric crest. And then, of course, just going down the shaft, looking at the back side, where it kind of forms this little point coming down. This is the linea aspera. So going down the shaft on the posterior side. And we can follow it down to now the distal end, or by the knee joint. On the anterior side, the smooth surface here, right in the center. It's called the patellar surface. And the two ends, each side, with that rough texture. These are now our epicondyles. And you can always see the head. Head is medial. So here we have the medial epicondyle, same side with the head. Opposite sides, lateral epicondyle. And when we see the smooth surface, now we're seeing condyles. And same thing, head is medial. So a medial condyle and a lateral condyle with a smooth surface. And between them, between the condyles, you have intercondylar fossa. So that groove between the two condyles, intercondylar fossa. And that'll lead us now to the tibia. So that's what we have here, the tibia. And on the tibia, the very distal end that's sticking out down here, this is called the medial malleolus. So we once again, you're seeing we have the left side, and this is medial, left leg. This is the medial side. So if this is medial malleolus, here at the very top, that smooth surface, we have a medial condyle. And the opposite side, a lateral condyle. Medials with the medial malleolus. Opposite side, lateral condyle. And between the two condyles sticking up is the intercondylar eminence, right in the center. And as we go down the anterior side, the little round bulge right there, that's a tibial tuberosity, so that round bulge. And you follow the tibial tuberosity and go inferior, kind of the point right along the bone right there. And it's kind of going all the way here. That's the anterior margin, or anterior crest. And you could just follow down, and we already pointed out medial malleolus at the very end. So here now we have a fibula. So this bone sits right like so. So the proximal side at the knee joint is called the head. Every long bone has a shaft going down to the lateral malleolus is this opposite side here. This would be now at the ankle. And the lateral malleolus, just what I look for, the lateral malleolus has a little kind of little notch in it, whereas the head's just kind of a wide surface. So I just look for that little notch, lateral malleolus. So here's the lateral malleolus right here. Take a look at that. And just here, patella.
That's easy.
There's a small notch on it. 2 guesses.
That's that is the shaft.
Big chicken and the stick. Stick.
Alright, and then on to the foot here. So from the tibia, it now comes down here to the ankle joint. And a question earlier was about heels, why heels are so terrible. You notice the anterior portion of this bone is wider, and the posterior portion, see how it just gets skinnier and narrow?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're standing, you're putting your weight like so onto your ankle. And if you're up on your toes, you're on heels. So now what you're doing is plantar flexing the ankle so that you're putting your weight on the small part of the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So you're relying much more on your muscles and ligaments than you are just on that bone structure. So this is good, this is bad. Okay. So we have the group of 7 bones here. These are all the tarsals. And tibia, making that joint, but that's raised one here. This is the talus. And the heel is the calcaneus, this bone here. And all of these, their shape is a short bone. And when it's broken, short bones have the most spongy bone. That's what you can see inside. That's kind of why I picked that one. So short bones always have the most spongy bone on the inside. And on any of the real feet that are broken, just show that. So here's the calcaneus. So from the talus, the one now directly anterior to it, this is navicular. And these next 3 are now the cuneiforms. All against the navicular. Go back to the talus. The heel, the biggest one's the calcaneus. So then this final one, we have the 3 cuneiforms. And this last one here, this is the cuboid. So all of those 7 bones make up the tarsals. Calcaneus, talus, navicular, cuneiforms, and cuboid. Now we have the 5 metatarsals, and number 1's the medial one. Metatarsal number 1 goes to the big toe, to the hallux. So medial to lateral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the hand, lateral to medial, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But number 1's always go to the hallux or the pollux. And then beyond that, we got phalanges. So the hallux, the big toe, has proximal, distal for each one. Proximal phalanx, distal phalanx. And the remaining toes with 3 segments, proximal, middle, and distal. So So that's all of our bones.